Are you there, God? It's me, Nate Hoyle, and welcome to the Secret Restaurant Podcast. What's up, gang? So I need to get back into the talk of what the point of this podcast is. It's hard to explain kind of what happened throughout the last few episodes of kind of moving away from literature, because you know what this show is really about. I feel like I was kind of searching there for a minute, feeling lost. Anybody else out there ever feel like they don't want to pay attention to the things that they're supposed to pay attention to? The work you're supposed to be doing? All that happens to me. I just want to apologize for, mocking stand-up comedy, because it's not funny to do that, to do any of it, really. All right, let me see if I can bring it up. So, bring it up a little bit higher energy. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You know what took me forever to realize is if you have more air in your lungs, you're going to have more energy. I feel like I didn't realize that until like the last year. So all you chain smokers out there, I'm looking at you. You got to get as much air into your lungs as possible. And then all of a sudden, your personality changes.
Yeah, I've tried stand-up. I've done it before. I've done stand-up before. I don't know if I want to do it really, you know. It's kind of something I tried. I was pretty good at it. I was pretty good at that stand-up. I could probably do it again if I wanted to.
Okay, so I got a question for you guys. What is the longest book that you have ever read? And I don't mean what is the highest page count. My question is, what is the longest literal book, top to bottom? How long is it? Shouldn't be that hard to remember if you ever read a strikingly long book in length. Because today I'm talking about Between the Highway Press. People who have been friends with me or who have followed me probably have heard me talk about Between the Highway Press, which is a Ohio-based press, I think. I can't remember. Maybe also North Carolina, but mostly Ohio, maybe. Can't remember. But anyway, a pal of mine named Alex, who I've never met in real life, but have Zoomed with, and mailed stuff back and forth with, and has actually been featured in not one, not two, but I believe maybe two secret restaurant publications, or maybe three. Anyway, this is what's special about it, let me tell you. So Between the Highway actually prints their publications on receipt paper. You heard that right, folks. So it's like a really long receipt paper that will have a poem or some form of writing, or sometimes also graphics. And so it's just like one long scroll that all the text is on. Just fanned this one out, and I swear to God to you, if you can visualize it, if you picturize a door. If you picturize a door and then picturize where the doorknob might be on that door. This very long book in length goes above the doorknob all the way down to the floor. I don't know if I can be any more specific about it or literal about it, but I tell you what. People brag about reading long books, like, oh, I like long books. They don't know anything until they've seen these Between the Highway receipt, book, books. Yeah, man, like I said before, if you are feeling blue, feeling a little down, you just got to get more air into your lungs. But then if you get too much air into your lungs, then that's a whole other problem. The real problem is having not too much air in your lungs, but not too little air in your lungs. Just finding a happy medium. So when you have too much air in your lungs, then you do one of these. Yeah, it's kind of stressing me out now because, I can't tell anymore, like, whether or not it's too much air or too little air in my lungs, and which do I need to get more air into my lungs, or do I need to get more air out of my lungs?
Been more than a decade since I tried stand-up, really. Probably more than a decade since I went up on stage. I guess I just sort of moved on to other things. Other more important things to me than stand-up's not very important to me. I could do it if I wanted to, though. I could go up there, probably do it. I've done it in the past, pretty good at it.
Holy smokes, dude. This other Between the Highway book is even longer. I wish you could see this, man. These are some long books, dude. I don't have a ruler or anything. How do you measure? So a common homage / recurring publication for Between the Highway is an underground poet and writer named D.A. Levy. I think people who read poetry or underground poetry, experimental poetry, will be familiar with him. But he was sort of, and then Alex will probably hear this and he'll probably tell me what I'm wrong about, but it's better just to look him up. But he was sort of an underground poet that actually in the 60s had a obscenity trial for his poetry and for his poetry performances. And actually was going to go to court for it, or maybe he did, but then he ended up taking his own life. R.I.P. He was only 26 years old. But he's a pretty still prominent and iconic character in like underground printing. And his zines are all sort of highly collectible items. I've never seen one in real life, but I've seen scans of them or pictures of them. So he was into the zine trading, and I think his whole career probably he was in Cleveland, Ohio. But he became kind of an underground icon for his zine trading, and then it sort of led to his obscenity trial. And then I think that was hard on him. But this one's a little short, guy. This receipt's only... This is a little short book. So yeah, let's see if I think these are like I don't, I'm a horrible poetic scholar because I don't really know what like makes a haiku or all that shit. But I'll read you this one. This is D.A. Levy, Great Man Sleeping in a Closet, for Richard Allen Morris. All right, so there's 4 parts. So 1. The first time I met my teacher, we talked about Zen. Neither of us knew anything. It was good. Nice. All right, this is 2. One day I took a drawing to my teacher and asked him if it was any good. He said, I don't know. Is it good? All right, this is number 3. When I asked my teacher how to become a great poet or a great painter, he replied, paint and write. All right, and then this is the last one, number 4. When my teacher told me to go to school and study, I went to the same school he did. When someone asks to see my diploma, I point to the sky. Wow. So written in 1965 to 66. I think he's worth looking up, especially if you like writing feel like iconic underground heroes, punk rock heroes of the early ages of punk rock. I would consider him one of them before punk rock was like in the mall. Last time I went to Hot Topic, I bought a shirt, and first they were like, "Okay, what's your name?" And I told them, like, "What's your phone number?" And then I was like, "Well, I told them," and then after I told them, I was like, "Wait." And then they were like, "What's your email?" I was like, "Can we skip that?" And then they were like, "What's your birthday?" And I was like, "Are you throwing me a fucking party?" You know what I'm talking about? Well, I'm wondering if when my birthday comes around, and maybe Hot Topic's going to throw me a party. Kind of looking forward to that. After them taking all my information just so that I could buy a shirt and never go back. No, I didn't give them... And there were other people in the store, too. I feel like I didn't make a scene or whatever, but it was a little bit... Dude, if I worked at Hot Topic and they asked me to ask for people's birthdays, I would just, like, not do it.
Alright, I just need to get some information from you. What's your sign?
One thing I did want to bring up, though, that we need to talk about is I think men are getting a little too comfortable boasting about their zodiac signs. It's like, we get it. You met some ladies who told you what sign you are. Like, we get it. We've all been through it. But you need to quit making it your whole personality. I'm not going to lie. And there's a certain amount of famous people who I love and appreciate consuming their work, but it's hard to, be watching you flex and try and claim the greatest rapper alive when you're rapping about your zodiac sign. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. And then other dudes start doing it too.
All the greatest rappers are Geminis. I'm just like them. I'm just like the greatest rappers who are all Geminis.
That is so Scorpio of you. See, I had to throw that in there. I mainly did it to not think that I was humble bragging. Because I can't even name all the zodiac signs, honestly.
So what's your moon sign then?
I do think Kendrick Lamar is the greatest living rapper. But he's got to stop talking about his zodiac sign. I don't think anyone around him is really telling him the truth. But I feel like in the last 2 songs that I've heard from him, he has talked about his zodiac sign in his feature. And that's just the last 2 songs. Somebody needs to tell him. If anybody hears this and is close to Kendrick Lamar, you need to tell him the truth. We don't care what your zodiac sign is. I looked it up, and it's actually the last 3 songs. The last 3 features since the GNX album, as well as the snippet Bodies, it was untitled. All 4 of those, Kendrick Lamar tells us that he is a Gemini. Do you know what I mean? That's kind of, yeah, dude. I don't know, man. I don't think anyone's going to tell him either. Like, somebody's got to tell him. He's got to stop doing this. Kendrick Lamar is the greatest living rapper. But he's probably only like the top 4 zodiac signs, like maybe 4th. Maybe 4th. Yeah, it's got to go. Well, if I don't do Scorpios, because that's me, and that would be obsessive. Yeah, you wouldn't want to do that. Get too proud of your fucking zodiac sign. I can't even name them all, but I do know what my friends are, so I got to go Virgo, number 1. And then maybe Capricorn, but I think Scorpios and Capricorns fight a lot, or at least I do. I'll give Gemini third. I'll give him the third spot if we're not counting Scorpios.
Kendrick Lamar is the greatest living rapper and the third greatest zodiac sign.
Oh, I forgot about Cancers, because I have a lot of friends who are Cancers. So, Kendrick Lamar is tied for third with zodiac sign. He's in the tied for third best zodiac sign. I had to throw Cancers in there because I didn't want to hurt their feelings. Yeah, but those are probably the four that I have the most friends in. Well, Scorpios, and then Virgos, and then a combative friendship with Capricorns, and then Geminis, and did I say Cancers on that list? But honestly, though, that's probably just because those are the only ones I can list. I don't even know if What came first, the knowledge of the zodiac sign, or the person telling you what zodiac sign they are?
You're such a Scorpio. You're a Scorpio because you're so mean.
Not too many secret restaurant updates other than the one that I said last time, which has stayed stagnant. Pizza Summer Issue 2025 has remained stagnant. Similar to that pause you just heard. But, I did post some poems. I kind of wanted to read them on here because I have sort of been not feeling the poetry thing lately, but I like the ones I shared, so I'll read you the controversial one first. How about that? You guys are gonna be so mad. All right, this one is called The Most Valuable Minute by Nate Hoyle, trademark. It's Saturday morning, and I've just spotted a fundraiser, a car wash for a nonprofit, apparently feminist run. One feminist rubs clumsily against the half-soaked windshield of a European-manufactured sedan, whose driver surely regrets his impulsive decision to be so generous. This is the most mediocre demonstration of washing a car I have ever seen in my life. Now it's Saturday night, and up in the sky, my virtue signal shines for the entire city's population to see. I am going to start a fundraiser to teach feminists how to clean. Perhaps someday soon, I will manage to show you the way. Yeah, that one, I feel like I need to explain it so people don't get mad, because some people might take it the wrong way, but it's a poem about how feminists can't clean well. And they need to learn how to do that. All right, what's next? All right, this one is called Broken Generator. I wonder if I could read it differently than the other one. Let me think. Some people only give themselves good news. Good to hear. Meanwhile, I don't know anyone who has done what I would like to do with my life. Over the horizon, a gigantic face emerges, and it is my face, swelling like a balloon. I say,
Look into my eyes. You are becoming very eager to suddenly find yourself awake tomorrow morning.
hopefully your teeth won't fall out in real life. At the holiday luncheon, your eyes dart my way, and I am biting my tongue. That's a double entendre, right? Sorry for forcing you to have no choice but to try and ignore me. Tomorrow just might show up early, and it will somehow still be too late. All right, thank you so much. Yes, thank you.
If anybody were to ask me to do stand-up, if anybody were to ask me to do it, I'd probably do it, but, I don't really want to. I'd probably do it if I don't really want to do stand-up. Doesn't really sound like something that,
All right, I think that's it for today. Made it to 20. Last time we did not make it to 20, but now we're at 20. And in a few more seconds, we might even be getting close to 21. All right, so I think that there is a throwback episode, but I don't know if I'm going to attach it or not.